Welcome back to Hot Takes, everybody. It's the El Twatico twins right here in the warehouse, burning alive, very hot building. Don't even know who's down in the basement, but that comes a bit later in the show, doesn't it? Should we just crack on?
Let's do it.
Nothing else to say. We are starting with one from Georgios Kyriakides. Terrible pronunciation, and a terrible opinion. He says Arsenal's newly formed front three of Lacazette, Aubameyang and Pepe will outscore both Liverpool and Man City's front three.
Oh, what have they been smoking over there at the Emirates? That is absolutely bonkers. Look, I feel like a bit of a hypocrite because I've been bigging up Nicolas Pepe all year long after he had a fantastic year at Lille and a very good year the year before. I think it was 22 goals, 11 assists, very good dribble numbers, over 3 shots a game. Over like 1.4 key passes, I think, as well. But I think Arsenal fans are getting a little too carried away. I think Aubameyang, Lacazette and Pepe might be the third best attack in the league, along with Spurs, but I'm not putting it above Liverpool's, and I'm certainly not putting it above Man City's just yet. In order to outscore those two teams, they'll need better chance creation from midfield, and they'll need to be more solid at the back, because the thing about Liverpool and City is they dominate the ball, they dominate the space, and they, put all that pressure on the opposition. I just can't see Arsenal dominating in the same fashion. Obviously, Aubameyang, top performer, but he was now 30. Lacazette is a great player, I think, but not maybe the best goal scorer, I would say. And then you just can't really fault Aguero, Sane and Sterling as a three. And even if Sane leaves, they can bring in Mahrez, they can put in Bernardo Silva, or they'll probably sign a player as well. So I think you've gone a little bit too far, Georgios. I think it was Georgios.
Yeah.
What are you on?
Yeah, totally agree. I think it's probably the fourth best attack in the league. I would still have Tottenham's ahead of him. I still think Harry Kane's the best player of any of those names of Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe and Kane. I also
as well.
don't see, like people saying, oh, they'll outscore them. They scored like 25 goals less than City last season. I'm sorry to say, Pepe is not going to come in and score 25 goals in his debut season.
No, 100%.
He's not going to come in and hit the ground running like Mo Salah, in my opinion. And that's the level we would need to hit to be able to overtake a Liverpool and a Man City. And Dukes is totally right. Just because you've got good players going forward and that might work in a trio, you need to have a solid base of foundation that allows you to totally dominate teams. If your backline is totally shaky and you're all over the gap playing out from the back, it means that your front three are constantly under pressure to produce miracle moments. Liverpool are so strong because their fullbacks offer such good attacking output.
It's a collective,
that the front three don't need to worry about creating. They can just score bucket loads of goals. And I'm sorry to say, Arsenal, I still think it's the fourth best in the league. And when Man United signed Paulo Dybala...
Oh, come on. I knew you were going to find a way to get that in there. Do not get too carried away yet. Long way to go on that.
It's just not happening. It's not happening. It
But
might happen.
If you had to... Okay, this is a bit of a tangent. If you had to create a dream front three, I've put you on the spot slightly. So I'm going to go with Aguero as my striker. Out of the three teams we've mentioned, Salah on the right, and then I'm going to play Sterling out of position on the left. But maybe Leroy Sané. I don't think Aubameyang gets in there. I don't think Lacazette gets in there. I don't think Nicolas Pepe gets in there as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. That'd be my front three, and Harry Kane would be pushing him pretty close as well. So, and then Paulo Dybala, obviously.
Georgios, have a long, hard look at yourself, mate.
Dybala. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on, because you're going to get a lot more hot takes like this from Shazly, who says Hazard's going to suck at Madrid. To the point. What's a load of rubbish?
Mental. Although the man is looking pretty chunky at the moment.
Well, I'll tell you what, I read a thing yesterday that he apparently came back to Real Madrid training 7 kilograms. That's nearly a whole stone overweight, and since then has only lost 2 of those kilograms. So he has put on a stone in the off-season.
I'm not surprised, because I tweeted it maybe 3-4 weeks ago, a picture of him in a Real Madrid jersey being like, he's had too many tapas, as a bit of a joke. Now it's just paella, tapas on top of each other. The gut on the man is now pretty enormous. He looks pretty big, and he's always been pretty chunky as well. So Hazard, sort yourself out. So that means that I think he might start quite slowly even, but he's still a phenomenal player and an upgrade on their attack from last year. I'm really looking forward to seeing Real Madrid play this year. I know that game against Atletico Madrid went disastrously for them, but if they can integrate players into this side, I think they could be a lot closer to Barcelona. I'm not saying win the title, and I think Hazard will rip it up when he gets fully fit.
Yeah, totally agree. I think that Hazard How many goals and assists did he get last season? Something like 31? Yeah, so a massive amount. Even if he hits around those numbers, it's a huge upgrade, isn't it? I'm just excited to see him and Luka Jovic in the same side. Yeah. Luka Jovic's move has flown totally under the radar because of some of their other
and it was wrapped up so early
signings. Yeah, he's definitely not going to be a flop. Sure, he might struggle at times under Zidane, and I'm still a little bit unconvinced as to how Zidane's going to do in his second stint at the Bernabeu. But whoever the manager is there, they are going to have a superstar on their hands in Eden Hazard, who is going to get 30 plus goals and assists this season. I'll bet anybody in the comments right now, £10, that he gets 30 plus goals and assists. I love it.
Take him on.
Cut that out of Context Football Daily, you mugs.
As usual, we're now going down to the basement. I've always been slightly confused why we call it the basement. It looks more like a living room. But anyway, we're going down to the basement now. Not sure who's down there, but yeah, enjoy.
Yes, it's me down here in the basement where I have got gort, which is brought and got. But anyway, I've got a very spicy hot take. It is that Mason Mount next season will win the Young Player of the Year award in the Premier League. So to start off, there are actually quite a lot of candidates when you think about it. You've got Rashford, Trent Alexander-Arnold, James Maddison, Guendouzi, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So there are a lot of players who can do it. However, with Chelsea's transfer ban, Mason Mount is going to be getting a lot of time at Stamford Bridge, especially in the central attacking position. But he can also play wide as well if needed. And just seeing his time at Derby and how he's fitted into the squad during pre-season has given me a lot of hope. Now, he's only 20 years old and he's had 2 seasons of top-flight football. His first one was with Vitesse, where he won their Player of the Season award, and last year under now Chelsea manager Frank Lampard at Derby, where he got 11 goals and 6 assists. He especially started that season on ridiculous form and actually helped Derby get into the Championship playoff. Now, his numbers as well are also half decent. He's making 1.9 key passes and taking 2.5 shots per 90 minutes. Now, in the Premier League, that'll probably come down a little bit, to be expected, but with better quality players around him, like Giroud, Tammy Abraham, Christian Pulisic, unlike some of the players that are in the Derby squad, and behind him in Jorginho, who's playing balls through, and Kante, etc., he's going to get a lot more opportunities to score and create for his teammates. Now, as I said, he has a lot of tough competition, but I do feel this is the year where it's going to go well for him. Frank Lampard is entrusting him a lot. He's said some very good things in press conferences about him. So we'll have to see. What do you guys think, though, of my hot take? Will Rashford win it? Will Mount win it? Let me know in the comments below. And in the poll above, we'll put a few players there and vote who you think will win Young Player of the Year award. It's just good that Mbappe is in the Premier League right now, isn't it?
The non-football hot take this week was sent in by a liar. If you want to get your non-football hot take or any hot take going forward in this show, make sure you follow us on Twitter and send it to us. We usually put the tweet out on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Exactly that.
Right, this one was sent in by a liar, and he says cold tuna pasta is the best pasta.
Oh, I totally disagree. Sorry, I thought you were about to go there. Yeah, I hate tuna. I hate fish. I'd probably rather drink a pint of my own piss than have a cold tuna pasta, to be honest. I absolutely despise the stuff. And before you say how many likes does this video need to get to for me to do it, I'm not going anywhere near that. I'd have to get
30,000 likes?
No, 120,000 likes.
That's mental.
Never going to happen. After being
likes.
Waxed last week, I need to protect myself. But
how much for a shot of your own piss?
120,000 likes. I'm just not doing that. I've got some credibility, I think. But yeah, cold tuna pasta, I absolutely despise the stuff. Joe, are you a fan?
Don't despise it quite as heavily. Obviously, did eat it quite consistently at university. The sort of cook the pasta up, chuck a thing of tuna in there, spray some salad cream or mayonnaise around and then mix him up. That was obviously a staple of university life. So I don't think it's as bad as you're saying, but to call it the best, I mean, I feel sorry for you. Yeah. There's so many amazing pastas
spaghetti
out
bolognese,
there.
spaghetti carbonara.
Like if you've
even lasagna, does that
to even have this opinion, you must have led the most sheltered life. Yeah. And I just urge you to step outside, and I urge you to go to an Italian restaurant.
Not so much tuna and pasta anymore, though, is it, big guy? Look at these guns. Look at him. We've got a champion on our hands.
Tuna pasta.
Strongest guy in the office now.
Not sure. So that's it for this episode of Hot Takes. If you want to get your hot take read out next week, then just follow us on Twitter and tweet it to us. Dukes, what can the wonderful people watch next?
Go over to Euro Football Daily in an hour's time and watch the second leg of the semi-final playoff between Kieran and Sonny to see who'll be fighting it out against Zach on Saturday. Not to be missed. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
What a
See
fun.
ya.